in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We needed the piano.
Yeah, what's up, Mpumi Dhlamini?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, well, the Democrats head. We can't listen.
Yeah,
Yeah. You shut down your vibe call. You shut down your emotion.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Mpumi? I think it's going to be a nice one. We've been looking forward to this one, and a couple of people have been asking, "Man, Mpumi uzani nila?" You know, about
drama.
No, Drum Catalyst doesn't just interview drummers.
Yeah, Drum Catalyst is opened up now, so you know how it is.
And then when you're done,
and by the look of things, the non-drummers have the most viewership.
Is it?
Yeah. No. Otherwise, Dhlamini, how's everything, man? How's COVID? How's life?
All is well, bro. All is well, weirdly enough. I think, in a nutshell, very well, when I decided that I'm gonna quit performance, I didn't really quit, but when I took a step back from performance, I realized now that was like one of the best decisions I've ever made, because from a COVID standpoint, I didn't really have that terrible year that was going around. You know what I'm saying? Because I'd been kind of preparing for it. You see what I'm saying? So I've been in the corporate side of things and whatever. So, but obviously still doing music. So yeah, man, it's been, weirdly enough, last year and this year have been the best years of my career. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Weird. This year, bro. Like this year is crazy. This is by far my best. This is including those years when I was touring and all that stuff. This is still my best year. By far. Maybe triple.
Yeah, ngathi yampeyinela le ndaba. If udinga clarity ngiyambona yabo the way asibabe yakhona kanje.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you're off stage, you're not doing gigs anymore.
Yeah, look.
You're the second person to say that. From this year, I'm not doing gigs. I'll just be on the background, producing, whatever.
Bro, you know what the thing is with me, right? If you actually look at how I do things in terms of years, my first 3 years was me establishing myself as an artist. This is between 2007 and 10, maybe somewhere there. It wasn't calculated. I didn't know what I was doing, but I'm just going to tell you how it happened. That's what happened.
Yeah.
2007 till 10, I was an artist. From 10 to like 12-ish, I then became a music director. That's when I was working with, and
Lira.
and other people.
And other people.
Yeah. And then from there, I moved into producing, and then that was like between 2012 and 15. I was doing producing and music directing at the same time. That's where I was doing the TV shows and all that stuff. That's the time where I was doing like Sepultura stuff. I did a whole bunch of albums that time, and then from 15 to now, I was then working on my final mix, composing for film, blah, 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 blah. So everything had like years of
time frame.
Yeah. It wasn't just like, because there's guys that are like, there's this weird advice that people like to give, which is you can't do everything. Me doing 10 things doesn't, like, for example, me playing 14 instruments or even 30. I'm not playing everything. It's not everything. So we tend to create these weird limits that are set by nobody. You don't even have a point of reference. So drums are supposed to take you 3 years to play. Why? According to who? What is what's the threshold here? What are we saying? So, for example, I always tell people, how do you restrict yourself from something you don't even know you'll be good at? You don't know. Go play netball. Yeah, netball. Netball player.
Yeah.
I tried one instrument and I sucked at it. Not understanding Gucci, A1 will unlock the first one, low number 2. Number 2 will unlock number 1, number 4 will unlock number 2 and 3. So it's this. It's like So I view instruments as tools. You can't find a mechanic saying his favorite tool is a size 13. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So for me, that is the ideology behind why and how I play so many instruments. For me, it's just a tool. It's a means to an end. What do we need now? We need bass. Okay, cool. I get that tool. Boom. We need this. I get that tool. Because the minute, yes, there are different skill sets, but don't think. I think in the sense of it's just a tool. Similar to you using a cup. You don't go and there's a cup that you like. And I say, when I call a lama komish, I know who no s so.
Yeah.
And the technique, yeah.
Yeah.
The technique.
And the technique.
Yeah.
but my thing is this: when you go visit somebody else's house, do you need to go practice how to use their cups? No. So I do what do you call this thing? Multidisciplinary study. I'm there, man. So that's why I'm in the, I'm in the medical space. I'm in the gym space. I'm doing all of these things because I understand how they all work. One will teach you discipline. Like, for example, somebody that does admin or like, for example, the reason you're so organized, people will think Lulu's just reliable. No, because Lulu is actually dope at admin too. So there's discipline that he's learned from those other things. It's not just let's play piano. That never works, bro. That's the worst idea. That's the worst thing you can.
How many tools do you use?
How many?
How many tools can you use?
As many as necessary.
Bro, like you can count. Look, you can check.
Yeah, quickly. Yeah. Those are and I mean, if we were to go to the laptop, the computer itself, there's other tools right there that are happening in the computer. Okay, but wait, let me bring it back. I need to, because I know this one might go a lot of different places. But I want us to start right at the beginning. For the people who don't know who Mpumi Dhlamini is, how would you introduce yourself to someone like that?
Hey man, I'm just a guy with a lot of time. Man.
A lot of what?
That's it, bro. A lot of time.
You have a lot of time?
I think so, bro. I have more time than most people. People think I'm sitting at home practicing. Bro, I'm sitting playing PlayStation, man. That's it, bro. Like, I don't know, because I hear like guys will make jokes like, "Hey, Aulali." No, you've seen how, bro. Like when I work with you, we meet on the day, do arrangements on the day, and finish them on the day, and do the whole set on the day in 4 hours.
Yes,
we will sit down, break down stuff, have a chat about the subdivision of it. But by the time we finish, you understand the song. You see what I'm saying? So like
you like this thing of odd hours.
Look,
about 3 hours, 7 hours.
Yeah, man. No, like, okay, so my day is divided. Okay, check this out. My day. Okay, let me ask you guys a question for once.
Okay.
Here we go.
Do you play drums?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna use the wrong word intentionally, but do you still play them competitively?
Okay.
I would like to say so.
Okay, that's dope. How often do you practice? Maybe.
Not that much, eh?
Why?
Not as much as I'd like to.
Because you don't have time.
Probably space. Not time. It's cut. It's gone. Probably space.
Okay, okay. That's a different answer, right? Because the point I was gonna get to is when we start to break down our hours, there's these guys that claim to not have time, right? My day is broken into 3, right? So my it's very systematic. I make sure I sleep my 8 hours. I don't play with that. So if I sleep at 4 a.m., I'm gonna wake up at 12. I'm not gonna wake up at 8. Where am I going at 8?
Yeah.
Sense, right? And then my day starts there. My day will start there. I'm gonna dedicate.
You don't play with your sleeping.
No. I can't, because I train, man. I'm at gym like 6 days a week. I can't be playing around with that. I need to rest. That's a whole different topic that we can have now. But you see, and then the next 8 hours. Okay, so it's sleep 8 hours. 8 hours is work, and 8 hours is socializing and networking. So here's my question: if you as a musician, spend most of your time working during the day, which is 5, when do you get time to meet clients? And these meetings, so I use that time to do meetings, normal social life stuff and whatever. and then I know the next 8 hours is me sleeping, or the next 8 hours is me working. That's it. So most people, you'll find they say they don't have time. Okay, sharp. And if you say this is something a lot of people should try, calculate your hours. You'll find that most people have 6 hours that they don't know which ERP.
Social media, Facebook only.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? There's
watching
like 6
TikTok.
hours. That's
TikTok videos.
Yeah, like weird stuff. And you ask, okay, how long do you sleep? Actually, 3 hours. I have insomnia. Okay, sharp. That's 21 hours. How often do you practice? Twice a week. Okay, so let's kick that out. What else are you doing? I'm not sure. So this person literally has 21 hours unaccounted for. That is the problem with most musicians. They don't make their time count because we want to professionalize this music thing in a social and loose way. No, it's one of two things. You either professionalizing it in all aspects. Don't come and complain about 1.5 because now there's other aspects of this thing. There's other aspects.
1.5.
Yeah, bro. Look, and here's the funny thing. You see with COVID now, that 1.5 is a lot now, bro.
Yeah, ngoba again, man.
You see what but if you actually look at it, even lawyers, some lawyers don't even charge that per hour. We make that in 45 minutes. So it's then up to you as a business person to go find 10 other 1.5s. And this is only 45 minutes. Technically, if you budget your time well, you can make 15K in a week. So the question then, and mind you, statistically, if you're doing 10 gigs a week, it means you are up there. You are not charging 1.5. So it then means your value is higher. You're probably getting 3 or 4, or even 4 or 5. That's where now, from a business standpoint, it means that you should be made. You take those 10 gigs I just spoke about. You no longer do them in 1 week. You spread them over a month. You're making 40K for the month.
Yes.
Now, because really remember, when you get to that level, you need to be reliable. So you can't double book yourself like before. You can't take those chances anymore. So you spread 10. So you still have 20 days of nothing.
So Mpumi, let's come back to there's one question I want us to go through. Let's talk about your childhood now, né? Because I think most of us know you as a musician and all of these other great things that you do. But how was your childhood? You know, how was everything as a child? Yeah. Okay,
yeah, man. A3. So all the Kwaito cats, I know them, you know what I'm saying? But I was never in that space because I was not interested. Like any other kid who could look shin, study ball. So okay, study ballers. We all need to be soccer stars. So I was fortunate enough to go to like high school, you know? Like because being Sugar Soweto, and then I'd go to Sacred Heart, come to Observatory, go back to Soweto, every single day. So and obviously my mom is a musician, you know, or was a musician, but that didn't really influence me in any way because it was a past tense situation. So yeah, she was a musician, and then I'd see Abo Matlatini and all those guys visit home and whatever, but it was just that, man. For me, who's Matlatini to a 9-year-old, you know what I'm saying? We didn't understand. I just saw an old man with a weird voice at the time. It didn't make sense. And then I leave. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, sorry to jump in, but just because other people don't know context. So I know that your mother was part of the Dark City Sisters, right? That's the group.
Yeah, well, girls. There was one called the South African Supremes. Yes. So Mama Mela the Movers.
Yes.
My mom wrote most of those songs. She's actually leading on most of those songs. In fact, let me not mention that one. But there's a very famous song by a very famous
artist,
instrumentalist. This song, like my mom wrote that song. But back in those days, remember they used to get paid like 20 cents for a gig, right? So and then they'd register all their songs under their manager.
Yeah, and the producer.
Yeah, it was just a whole ghetto mess. You know what I'm saying? And then my uncle is a musician. He's a blind musician. John Mchupeng, son of Zeph Mchupeng, is the PAC president in 1976. That's my granddad. My mom's side, you know, well, he's my granddad's brother, my grandmother's brother. So now that I think of it, I think they brainwashed these people, yes.
Into music.
Yeah, because they used to take me to him and just for no reason, like just sit there. And then then he'll play, and then he'll play. I was never interested, man. I just was never there.
Yeah.
You know, and you go to a school like Sacred Heart, all you're doing is sports. All you're doing is sports. So I'm a sprinter also, so that's what I was doing. And then I think grade, you understand that 6, whatever it is. 8. we went to Erau.
You sure understand that 6?
Yeah, so Erau, Track and Sport Boys was performing there. My mom likes the I'm like, these little boys with Namanapke and everything.
Make tired of
I'm tired and but anyway, I chilled because they sang nice, you know what I'm saying? And then during interval, who was it? I think it was Maestro. There's a guy called Maestro, Ashley Porter, he passed away. I think he was Zwai's choir master actually also. And I think was Lois all with him? Because the school is split into 2, by the way. So the whole school is 94 students and they divide you into 2 different choirs.
Okay.
That's why. Okay,
it's
so anyway.
The whole school is just 94 people.
The whole school. Look, there was only 5 black kids at the time. In fact, it's still not a lot. Because so during interval, what happens is they then announce whoever wants to come and audition can come. Whatever. But guess what? The school has 3 terms. You only go home 3 times a year. Now it's getting interesting. I'm like, I'm a child from Soweto. The furthest I've been is probably Newcastle. I was like, this is sounding better and better and better. Okay.
Yeah.
It keeps going. And then eventually my mom's like, do you want to audition? I'm like, that's so weird. I wasn't even prepared for this. Anyway, just for kicks, I just went backstage. So we stand in a circle. What song do you want to sing? Hey, I'm not even prepared. I don't know, bro. I think I sang some Boys to Men song.
Oh, you had to sing.
No, I'm a heavy R&B guy. No, I used to.
You had to sing.
You was going in the choir.
That's the only way.
It's going in the choir.
It's the choir. It's the second. Yeah.
It's another tool. It's another tool.
Yeah. So that's singing is my first instrument, by the way. So I just don't do it much. Yeah? But if you listen to any albums I do, I'm always there. So I went backstage. I sang the song. They're like, great. You are in the school. I was like, huh? Okay, that's weird. And then obviously then they sent emails. Now I have to do a theory test. Mind you, I don't even know what that even is. I had to take like a quick crash course in music theory. I went to some lady, Shirley from Rosettenville. She's also passed. She taught me, man, like quick, because I did pretty well. Did my test, theory test. Went to the school, did my test with the school, went in. That's how I got into the school. And that's where my music thing started. I had no interest in music before that. Zero.
Oh, wow.
Zero. Like it literally happened overnight. Like do you want to audition?
So they dug it out of you.
Yeah, like they were, but there's snow, there's zebras, there's a whole mountain around you. There's the middle of the mountain, there's rivers around. That sounds so nice. You're a kid from Soweto. That's not it, bro. That's heavy.
That's motivation.
Bro. You know, so that's that. And then obviously all I did at the school was singing. That's all I did. But before you even get into the thingy, bro, there's a book that's this thick you have to complete. You don't just get into the choir. There's a book that's thick that you have to complete. When all the other kids go to choir in the morning, choir practice. After school, after sports, choir practice twice a day, every single day. 4 hours on Saturdays. Sunday is church. What's church? Singing on it. Every day. Every single day was that. That's
so they told you guys.
For how long were you there? How long were you at?
A year and a half. Yeah. Because after that, the fees became too much. We couldn't, so I had to wait, man. I had to jump out and then come and complete back in Joburg, which is just a lot. It's a lot. It's over 100.
And you went to NSA with?
Yeah. But when I got to NSA, I was just a singer, as they call it. So that's where I met Khunsi Makene. I met okay, all of Kwani Experience was there with me. Ligan was there with me. That's Sabu was there same time. Ramon was there same time. Hey bro, it was full of Vincent Bones was there with me same time. Who else? Latoya Makene was there same time. Bro, it was a lot of people. Most of the industry cats were all there at the same time. Most of us were there at the same time. And then Great Mandla Mlangeni and I were in the same class. Hey, bro, it's a lot of people, man. So
he had an exciting youth teenage years.
It looks like it.
Drakensberg boys, nothing is ever, bro. If I have a son, like I'm definitely taking him to that school. Like, you know, the biggest lesson you learn in that school. Guess who admits you into the choir? So here's step one. You finish that book. You are assigned a teacher, right? And a mentor. A mentor is the grade scholars pedagogy standard 7, grade 9. So you are assigned a mentor that's in grade 9. So when you finish, these boys have perfect pitch, bro. So you come there, but okay, Lawrence Freedom. Okay, you come with your score there. I'm going to make a repertoire. I would say, no, you're flat. No reference. No, you're sharp now. No. Out. Make an appointment. Now you need to make an appointment with the student. He's busy. Because remember, he's got other kids he's busy with also. You must make an appointment for 2 more weeks. You have to and the repertoire this is after completing that book. You then have to go past that repertoire, sing for your teacher. After that, you then have to make an appointment with the whole choir. And audition for the choir without a teacher being present. The choir, in fact, the students are the ones that admit you into the choir, bro.
Yes.
So where do you get time to just be a horrible human being? You can't. You'll never get into the choir.
So you must there's
no other way. There's no other way.
That's the lesson there.
I said, for example, you didn't have enough. But just enough for like a week or two. You know what I'm saying? Because there's tuck money, super million. Hey, when I say plan. You see what I'm saying? For me, that was one of the best experiences. And then after that, did National School of Arts. And then I was just a singer there. But remember now, coming from that school, when I got there, I was already grade 8 voice, getting there. At Drakensberg boys, I was probably the lowest. I was like, I was super average. But coming out of there, not realizing how much I'd learned coming from there. Bro, when I got there, I was doing grade 8 voice. I was doing arias and oratorios. That's, for example, matriculants were doing. So I was doing opera now. Boom. And then fast forward. There's a lot, bro. There's a lot. So grade 10. So my introduction to jazz now. Mandla had already started playing because he lives close to Brahot Stix's house. So Mandla had already been exposed. And Oscar Rachavani used to come visit the school all the time and whatever. So Mandla and I, in school uniform, used to go to Gippies in school uniform and go chill backstage, bro. And Brahot Stix would just say, come in and sit. And I'll tell you why that story is important. There's a moment that changed my life, bro. Like, people will ask me what influenced me or who influenced me. They expect me to say Chikoria and what. Bro, this day, I got in, who was this? Pierre Bega, Brakaya, Moses Kumalo. Yeah. So we walked in. He wasn't. We were backstage. We were chilling backstage.
Oh, okay.
So Brakaya's there now. No, exactly like, bro, you see what I'm just playing? Man?
Yeah.
That vibe. And then guess what Brakaya decides to play? He goes, he's playing steps for grade 10 students. You know what I'm saying? It's like the most intimidating thing ever now. You know what I'm saying? It's like crazy. So he then says, because we were in the same class with his son, Moyeni. So he's like, hey, come and play now, come and play. I'm like, no way. I'm not, what would I? So my literal words were, what do you play after that? Guess who walks when I say that? Sunny Boy and Luyanda Madope. Everybody's like, the hell are these guys? Because everybody's just excited about these two.
Yeah.
Bro, you know Leander in his energy.
Yes. Yeah.
If there's 30 people, check this. Leander, if there's 30 people, he'll greet 31 people. That's Leander. You know what I'm saying? Leander's the man. You know, Leander's the man.
Yeah.
I've not seen that guy upset my whole life. He probably gets upset, but I've never seen it. So, bro, the moment they changed my life, Prakaya got off after the he's like, play. I'm like, hey, what do you play after that? You know what Leander said, bro? Leander said, bro, Leander didn't even talk, he played, bro. He just changed my life forever. That's why a lot of people will misunderstand confidence and self-assuredness for arrogance. It's only arrogance when you make somebody else feel crap about it, right?
Yeah.
But for me to tell you that, hey, Lulu, man, I'm actually a good improviser. It's not ego. I'm supposed to be a good improviser. It's my job. You see
what you're good at.
Anything I can tell you about myself. If I say, hey, man, I'm a brilliant composer, using the word brilliant, your answer should be, that's nice.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I'm supposed to be good at it. It's my job description.
Exactly.
So here's the problem we have in this industry now. We have this thing where we must do this humility vibe.
False humility.
And it's false humility, right? And it only becomes a problem when you meet people that aren't as good as you, for example, and then you put them in a very awkward spot and you make them feel crap. That's something else. I'm not speaking about that. But you need to know what you're good at. How else can we hire you? Because imagine going to a doctor, bro, and hey, doctor has well, you'd never go to a doctor and saying the cut, but can you do the speech? I to doctor.
But operation. Yes, I'm not that good at it, but I can do that heart operation. I'll try my best to.
It's similar, but I think and now here's how much like more awkward would this be for you to go back to a doctor and compliment him on a stitch? That's crazy. You say, doctor, it's shyly the stitch. It's actually that's an insult.
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to be good at that stitch, right?
Yeah.
We want to professionalize our space. We don't even know what we're good at. You can't even tell people what you're good at. We must tell you and validate you and tell you about yourself, about what you're good at. Yet
because
you spend all the time with yourself. So I must now summarize your entire being to this 5 minute song that I just heard you play. And I must tell you about yourself in that that's crazy, bro.
Mpumi, you're preaching. And I agree with everything. like I'm getting Leroy, because me, I can go for long now with my many questions.
Hey man, he's a man who prioritizes time and effort. Yeah, structure yonke. There's one interview that I heard him say he's doing 3 albums, 3 hours, and releasing all of them at once. The guy was like, wow, when do you get time to do that? So I think Manchester has to stall up his cat. How did that go about? Releasing so many. Releasing so many albums at such a short time.
Somebody tried to call me, and then I lost all of that whole vibe.
Oh, snap. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, there's an interview that I saw on SABC long ago. They were saying, you were saying actually, you did 3 albums in 3 hours, mixed them and produced them.
Okay, not in 3 hours, not in 3 hours.
Yeah, okay, how many hours?
Narrate the story to us.
I dropped them on the same day. I did them in the same week.
Okay. 3 albums?
Yeah. 4, man.
Really?
Yeah. 4.
But you know those albums, Lulu. Yeah.
All of those were in 1 week. No, I know the albums, yeah.
Yeah, but so Leroy Uti, how did I do it?
Yeah, don't you get pressure? So many albums at such a short space of time.
I'm good at my job, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, going back to the doctor.
That's it, bro. I'm good at my job, man. And it's as simple as that. And when I say I'm good at my job, you shouldn't feel bad. You should be good at your job also, and we can all laugh about
it.
Yes. I can play fast roles. Me too. Moving along. Anyway.
Moving along.
Yeah, because now Maune inferiority complex, that's now going to be a topic. We're gonna highlight it. Just for the spotlight, man. Just when Lulu said he's good at his roles. Okay, why? You pride.
Yeah, filing the one bumchair.
No. And you see what I'm saying? The problem with the fake humble approach is when it comes time, a city, for example, I'm gonna throw shade, but not really. Like, a lot of gospel cats will say, I don't like jazz. I mean, you set up information. Because that's why I must cut some solo.
Improvisation.
You see what I'm saying? No, but the point I'm trying to make here is like every other industry, we update. So you need to update your software. And music is the whole, we need to understand what the gospel guys are doing, what the everybody, because your job is to do, you are a musician. You are not a they like to say they specialize. And once again, it's the weirdest thing. How do you specialize without doing fundamental? So we are overnight to neurologist.
GP, yeah.
By neurologist overnight. So that's the problem that we have. So from an advice standpoint to like the guys that are starting out, play everything. Rock, humble dollar. Play everything that exists. That's it, man. So me and Leroy, to further open up my answer, if my job is I'm a musician, right? I'm gonna ask a rhetorical question. If my job is music, what am I supposed to be doing all the time? Music, right?
Yeah.
Now, my question is, if as a musician, not all of us are composers, but for us, for those that compose, if you are a composer and you compose 12 songs in the whole year, you have a lot of days missing in your year, man.
Yeah, as a composer.
As a composer. So the job of a musician is to create music. It's not to recite music. Recital is a byproduct of
creation.
So and recital is what? It's performance. This is why this COVID thing, we have this clear problem now, because guys don't understand. If guys started composing, bro, music is not stage. There's film. As long as TV and radio exists, every musician should have a job.
Should be making money.
Everybody. Amounts, but everybody, because bro, how many radio stations do we have? Including online? Lots, hundreds. Go find a corner there, go be a station manager, go do their engineering there, go to their live events, go do music management, go do music business, go do admin, go do go mix, go master, go do final mix, do 5.1, 7.2, 15, Adobe Atmos. You can do all of these things.
Yeah.
Find one.
Yeah, but cats just want to play.
Cats just want to play, but the problem is this. They want to play, but not practice. And practice is not You see what I'm saying? Because you notice with a lot of guys that cross night, they don't improve. Their improvement is very slow. Think about the days where you used to cross night. Slowest progress ever, that one. Slowest. It's just a waste of time, because the brain, literally, if you put it into computer terms, your brain is RAM. And your brain needs to defragment at some point, like you defragment your computer, where the brain will put all the information together and prioritize everything. So it's always consolidation. So if you are always practicing, your brain never understands that it must prioritize technique as a primary function. So it's always a secondary or a tertiary function. You look at somebody like Ligon. You can't tell whether that guy practices or not, because he's just amazing. Because his brain prioritized technique to be like walking. So he stood up and tried to He didn't stand up practicing how to walk. He stood up and walked. Fell. Look at yourself now. If you're walking a starting, it's so it's like my analogy. Sorry, guys. It's very important. Talk part is very important. and then kungene iliche esicathulweni. But you keep a little, but then you remember which hey, and you continue walking. But what do? You improvise, right?
Yeah, blind.
So if one day where did you learn how to improv? Where did you learn to come by It's the same approach.
Hey, it's the
same approach. You stand up, you walk, finished.
No, yeah, Shumaila for you. I think all of that is a big lesson. So basically, your view is that people must just do. It's more execution and less thinking. Because I think we spend a lot of time planning and thinking about how am I going to do this thing. So what you're saying is that people must just go do.
Yeah,
bro, like planning for us is the worst possible thing. It doesn't make sense. Planning here should be charts. For those that can't read music, do chord charts. So this is say we don't even have to meet your client on our stage, or we'll do one run through for each link, which is check, which is vibe. But what we end up doing is we end up killing the industry indirectly because we are in a space where what's the chord? C sharp 11. And no, one with the top 5 with it. No, just right. So in the process of hiring musicians, and you've seen it, whenever we do my rehearsals, we do a workshop, we do a masterclass every single time. We sit down and break down rhythms, and we so that we all understand. Just in case, Nami, I might have missed a step. We break down. So it's important to use that opportunity, especially like there's something that Coley said. I watched that episode. Very, very important thing. But you guys cut it. I forgot what the topic was about. But the responsibility is very huge. The responsibility in the sense of which book somebody who can't read and give him a chance. If he wants the job, he'll go figure it out.
Yeah.
You're raising an important one. You're raising a very important one in the charts, and give them a chart and have them go figure it out. But the problem now is the fact that it's just in a hurry, even the people doing the booking, I always make this example. With Dala, I'm a hot man, we're a bit more patient, with people. So that's how we got into the industry, because we were younger coming in, but you had a hot man and a timer who were ready to understand the fact that isn't this tease on Bami, but at least we can see potential. Let's give them a chance. Right now, you are sitting with a situation where most people who are in the industry are actually calling just the people they've worked with only. No chance for any of the younger boys to come.
There's no room.
We all have
no room for other
very
people.
Impatient right now. Let's just be honest.
Look, I think there's validity in the impatience also, though. Because, for example, back in the day, they had to be more patient. There weren't as many musicians. The pool was not so big. Who do you replace Obragwazi with? You can't. You get him because you know how he plays. It's the end. If he's not there, then there's no gig. It's finished. If Ubiza Opravus, that's how he plays. Ubiza, and that's just how he plays. And Praben, same story. All of these guys were all not specialists, but specialists in a way where
they're unique.
So nowadays you don't. It's tricky, man, because you don't book like I know me now when I music and when I need I lo ufunululu ufunululu yabona khona ngithi I lo ufunululu ngoba uzo break it down proper ngiyazi angeke ngibe nenkinga yama rhythm ama poly because sometimes I overdo the poly thing and then angifuna ukuthi 27 80 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 1 2 3 4 5 6 ngiyezile 7 for me ngithola in a subdivision I'm 7-4 nama polling ngaphakathi. So I know ukuthi mangafoni Lulu but in the problem Lulu if he can't do it in the problem because nobody else outside is then I've got a problem. Okay, so there's a trio thing I did. By the way, Ligan and I were a band in high school, by the way.
Oh, nice.
We were a two-man band. And then when he left NSA, I had a band. Then he was replaced by Ramon. And when Ramon left, he was replaced by Sabu because all of them were Ramon and Sabu were in the same class.
Okay.
and Tsepo they were all in the same class. It was a busy time those times, man. You know. So from a ascetic second keys, if Ulebu Mrolo can't do it, bro, who do I replace Lebu with?
Hectic.
But
you see, bro, there's nothing you can do there.
No, but the pool is bigger now.
We are getting back to the very same thing that we were talking about, because even back in the day, I'm a hot man now. We had the same issue. If some replace Amoban, but then the more you looked at it, is the more that you needed other people within the industry to say, you know, because there are so many other artists, we can't cancel the game. Let's rather take some time and maybe train this young boy and have them come to rehearsals. Because I used to go to Kaifas's rehearsals when was still there. You know, they'd be like, come check out the rehearsal, and he'd come and play, and I'd sit, you know, and watch the rehearsal, you know, while Gwazi was there. Even if I wasn't doing the gig, but I would come and just chill because I was learning, you know, in his... For sure. Yeah, while he's there, you know, I can ask questions. So why are you playing Mawapura like this? Oh, there's a hi-hat. He'll say, tell me. But
you see what you're saying. Okay, with what you're saying, who do you know that does that? Because I did the same. Yeah. I attended all of Kwani Experiences rehearsals. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
But so this is where the issue is. Right? This is where the disconnect is between you know, established musicians right now and up and coming musicians right now. You know, that there is no point of meeting, discussing, you know, trying to, you know, make sure that we also do for them what others did for us. But granted, the whole argument I keep hearing from most people is the fact that, yeah, young musicians don't really respect older musicians and whatever. And it's like, it's almost as if because of YouTube, people are coming in already at a competitive level, even when we are trying to show them, you know, the things that they are going to need. But at the same time, we're just raising issues here. We're not saying what the solution is.
No, for sure. But you see, with what you're saying,
is different than playing live.
Yeah, it's completely different. But with what you're saying, I only play with young musicians, for example. So you've seen it. We've played with you. We've played with like a young boy, 21 years old. I made him play a difficult gig.
Very difficult.
A very difficult gig. But so when I mention in the from a commercial standpoint, you see what I'm saying? It's difficult to replace because Lebu spends so much time figuring those damn sounds out. You're like, I want something for sure, man. He's got sounds for days. He's not gonna go scrolling. He's there.
He knows his thing.
He's built patches,
It works both ways, I think. You know what I'm saying? It literally works both ways. But I feel if we had like and also back in the day, guys were more competitive.
Sure.
Competition wasn't seen like as ego. Now competition is ego. It's a weird thing. Like all of a sudden, competition is like, no, we are brothers and we must work as one. And
we can compete now.
Let's stop that nonsense.
And the Kala it was clear. I mean, we're talking to. Ubagit was saying that he would go to a gig where Rafana was playing. And he'd sit there. It's like, yeah, I mean, if he kicked my butt, I'd go home and practice. You know, and I want the next time you
come back.
You must hear me.
Dig a big hole.
There's no pride involved. Inferiority complex about arrogance, pride, humble, what. Then says emotional. Bro, when I get on stage with Ligan and Kali, you know what I tell them? The last gig we did, I said, guys, I'm on fire. I hope you're ready.
Yeah.
You know what Ligan said? You know what Ligan's response was?
Yeah.
Said, let's go, brah.
Yeah.
Bro, we haven't even started, right? Mind you, we did a set where we have an improv set. The whole set is improv. Literally make up lyrics on stage. The whole improv set. Ligan just started playing a groove out of nowhere. We figured it out from there.
He was going for real.
Yeah, he went for real. Yeah, I was joking. I was being sarcastic. You know what I'm saying? He's like, no. Let's go.
Niggas the pen machine. I was dead there like a stellar food.
It's so much fun. So much fun. Like now, I started playing bass, and I told Kali I want to do a one-on-one with him. But that's ridiculous. That's silly. It's very, very silly. It's very, very. But for those that don't understand, for me, that's what drives me. And to ask a question that hasn't been asked yet, why do I even bother learning so many instruments? You know, like, there's no weirder feeling than being right at the bottom of the food chain, man.
You have to be on top of the food chain.
So here's what happens. Every time I start a new instrument, I'm literally at the bottom of the food chain. I'm literally the worst player in the country. And that's my motivation.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I have to watch. I'll even go to these young boys and I'll ask, how do you do that? You see what I'm saying? So that's why I start new instruments all the time. I'll ask, how do you do that? How do you do that? How do you do that? And then people are just like, yeah, well, you're talented. I hate that word. What does that even mean? It means like
information.
No, and it sucks because now it sounds like I stayed longer than everybody on the conveyor belt in heaven.
Kwathiwa Mpumi Dhlamini, piano.
So that's good and it's bad. But what sucks about it is, bro, I work hard, man. And sometimes those that don't know will think I just wake up and I can just do it. Oh, I'm just like everybody else. Maybe I just have a system of learning. So it doesn't take me as long, granted, great. But I still have to put in the work. You know what I'm saying? So I've got a system where not practicing makes you improve faster than practicing. Because there's no time for me to learn these instruments at the same time and literally go saxophone, accordion, there's no time for that. So I've got a system that I use to learn how to play instruments very quickly.
You have to share it.
Yeah, listening is one of it.
Well, okay, so number one, I come from, like I said, going back quickly, before the whole music thing. We asked Venka Swallows Lut.
What happened there?
You can't play soccer. You wanted to play soccer, netball, cricket, rugby. So now it's like
I played cricket and I played rugby.
Superstar.
No, I played cricket and rugby. I didn't have a choice. I went to Drakensberg Boys. You don't have a choice. They tell you what sport you are doing that year or that term. You don't have a choice, really.
Okay.
But I played soccer competitively and then I quit. And then I started playing snooker. I played pool. I played pool professionally also. I was still a teen. So that's how I actually made my money as a teenager. I used to be a pool hustler, man.
Yo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Fancy sense game when Kubera.
So it's on.
Game.
Yeah, no,
it's fine. We'll put that together. But listen,
let's break it down. There's a game.
I just want us to talk a little bit more about your traveling, because I know you have traveled, with this music thing. But what have you learned from it? What has it done for you?
Don't travel. That's what I've learned.
Don't travel.
That's I hear. Man.
Who said the same thing last week or something?
No, why?
Okay, look, from a cultural standpoint, it's dope. From an exploitation standpoint, it sucks.
Okay.
So, but there's two ways you can look at this, right? So there's this thing that you see everything that musicians are against, I'm for. Musicians are for practice, I'm against practice. And I can prove my system with myself, right? Okay, cool. I'm against, musicians are against exposure gigs. I'm for exposure gigs. Then somebody's gonna come to me and say, hey, you have connections. How do you think I got those connections? You see what I'm saying? So there's
so it works for you.
My levels exposure. Because man is corner gig science so Lulu for a very important person, a minister. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying to you, immediately after the gig, we had a conversation.
Sure.
You don't waste time.
No. We had a conversation with them. You see what I'm saying? So that's an exposure gig now. So if okay, for example, let's use hypothetics. Ululu has artists and he's doing the label thing. Okay, cool. And there's somebody I need him to meet. But there's one of two ways. I'll either do the formal meeting way, or they can see him in action, which already makes a person looser. So I'll take Lulu to this situation. I'm like, hey, Lulu, there's a guy from Atlantic Records who's interested in signing South African artists. I don't have money for this gig. Really, I don't. It's actually supposed to be a backtrack gig. But I think this is a great opportunity. Now, this is not to say that it's going to work out per se. But this is when now you must do your part as a business person.
Sure.
This is Lulu, man. You've seen him at work. This guy is amazing. Like, for example,
yeah.
Mazmu. He's my business partner. Yeah. We have a company together, right?
Okay,
there's not a time where I'll mention myself and not mention him. Ask him. I introduce him to people I've already introduced him to, just to make sure that you watch what I'm trying to say. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And I'm not even overselling him. It's just a fact. He's in our company, he's the more efficient one. He's like, bro, you tell Spelelo we need to do something on the 7th of, he's written it down. This guy has a exam pad during conversations. You see what I'm saying? Any level
kind of guy.
Any level there. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, bro. You see, and we can compliment him and say he's an amazing drummer, but beyond that, he's just one of the most reliable humans I know.
Organized.
You know what I'm saying? Even Ululu, I'm phoning like say so. Even if he can't, he'll figure out how to do it. And it won't come with ish or it won't come with that. You see what I'm saying? So it makes it a little bit easier. So from an exposure standpoint, even in certain things I do, because now with the film thing that he's doing. So if I'm doing like a music video or I'm doing a movie, and because I'm doing a lot of movies and series and I work, okay, it doesn't matter what I do. So no,
it matters. That's the interview.
That's how we called you.
No, I do a lot of things. So there's opportunity for my friend to come in. And not from a friend perspective. I know this guy kills video edits. I know he kills his I know he's going to deliver on time. He'll over-deliver. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, we did an ad for Proudly South African like a few months ago. Bro, we delivered the ad in 2 days with 4 revisions. We literally will sit like this. We are on Team Viewer. So when he needs something, he pulls it off my computer from home. He just goes into my drive, pulls it off. I'm done. Bro, listen, you see like the Mzansi Jazz Awards, for example.
Yeah.
Last year was Pelelo and I put that whole thing together last year, the whole year. It's just me and him. What's those awards? I'm saying from the recording, mixing, grading, final mix, I'm saying to you, we put them together, C2. And it wasn't a thing which, hey, my friend, and what. Obviously, there's the management team, which is doing the admin side of things. But I'm saying in terms of what we're supposed to do, calling the artists, I got like Undabo, Steve, all of them. I rearranged all their music, bro. I had to teach them their own music on the day. But Spelelo was handling all the video stuff. You know, Spelelo was handling all the video stuff while I'm playing piano on some of the songs. Like I was playing with Viwe, Spelelo was on there watching that the video is. When he's playing, I'm there watching. And by the time we finished, we delivered that thing. We finished the whole production. We did an entire production in 3-4 days. It's not that we didn't sleep. We were just efficient. So it's communication. It's like, okay. So he grades my work, by the way. I grade his work. So when he finishes the video edit, he'll send me. He'll say, "What do you think?" Like, So I literally analyze frame by frame. I'm like,
nice.
That person's screen, that person's face is too red. Drop the oranges a little bit or the reds a bit, man. Because brown cool. Okay, yeah, I saw it also. Okay, do. And then you mix. Okay, stop. Just the snare sounds a little bit too dry because it's very particular with these drums. The snare sounds a bit too dry. Okay, cool. Boom. Open it up. Boom. Say, goes on Team Viewer, pulls it off my computer. I pull the video off his computer. We're done.
Yeah, man.
We don't even have, bro. We move so fast. We don't even have time to update social media about what the projects we are doing.
Yeah.
And it's so easy. It's gonna look like we are quiet. We are not. We just don't have the time to update and like
you guys are working.
Last week I did a mix for Tiny Desk, bro. But now there's no time to be like doing
my office. My office for the day.
And there's nothing wrong with the my office thing, you know what I'm saying? From the advertising standpoint, because there's the misconception that if we see he's busy, it means he's on it. So it also works there. It's a nice, but we need to just leverage and be smart about how we market ourselves. If you make yourself overly available, you'll be taken advantage of more often. We are all taken advantage of. But if you are too available, it's going to happen more often than others. So if you are, like, for example, I'm going to keep making relevant examples. I go for Ligan. Yo, Ligan, man. I was in the area. Do you fancy a quick jam? Hell no. You just assume he's busy. Okay, well, we can do it when I'm not doing it. But I'm just saying an ordinary person, I phone you, Auntie, yo, man, let's have a quick shading session. Huh? No call. Let's see which item talk out. No, I told you some talk.
We need you in the comments.
Yeah.
You saying Ukoli must comment there. Also,
we need you in the comments.
Bro, I'm telling you now, you can't just. I'm saying everybody else. Benefits. But you can't just put in jail for let's do a piano shading session. Even as a thought, it sounds weird.
Yeah, good house. It
sounds weird. I want to see why.
Yeah.
Why?
Just to pay on to share.
Yeah, please. And you can who's scandal. Yeah, what?
So Lalela.
So,
oh, sorry. Did I cut you? Am I cutting?
So I'm just going to say, sometimes being too available cheapens your product, and the product is you. So if you are, it's gonna sound very controversial. If you are paid 1 rand, it's because you hang around with the 1 randers.
1 rand crowd.
You are with the 1 rand crowd.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's all perception. It's all perception, because you see Lulu playing with Prakaifas, you're like, no, I can't afford Lulu. Not knowing that this guy will probably do this gig for free.
Yeah. If you were to ask.
But you see him there, you're like, hey, So the perception is everything. The perception is everything. Don't show them your downfalls. Show them the highlights, but don't be overly available. Don't be overly available. It's a problem that you should, and you are there doing challenges, but don't do all of them, because we know now we have too much time on your
available.
Available. So the foreign
available.
So I mean, I'll ask one question. I'm not sure which only questions I can say again. But the question I want to ask you is, do you think that our industry is doing enough to embrace new concepts?
New concepts?
Yeah.
Who's the industry? Audience or us?
Both ways.
Yeah, let's look at it.
It could be both ways.
Yeah.
Musicians, no. Okay, industry. Okay, so remember, the audience is slave to products.
What we give them, yeah.
So we can't say my piano is trending. It's only trade. Okay, I see Shai relevant example. We can't say jazz is dying and they don't play jazz when nobody is even doing a music video yet. Jazz playing one music video jazz.
That's another thing. Hey, blind dal.
How many years?
That's the era of videos. Even or Legas Pogas, they are walking with you.
Mama. Like in
but besides that, Up on my videos, man. So not to say people aren't doing videos, but because there aren't enough people doing videos, how are they going to put you and play your video in the middle of a piano set?
Yes.
So influx creates popularity. So if enough female artists release albums, then the rise of the female will come back again. Bro, there was a time where that's 2010 to 15 era where it was just female artists. They were just charging triple what everybody else is charging because there was a gang of them. Then they started changing genres, blah, blah, blah. Even the ones that are at the top were no longer at the top. For you to be at the top, there needs to be a comparison. There has to be an A-B. Or else you're like saying, you must run your own race. Then it's not a race. You're just running. You're jogging.
There's no single man race.
Yeah, it's pure paradox.
They just want to be politically correct, and it's nonsense.
How do you run your own race? How is it a race?
Yeah, there's no one-man race.
So they'll try and use propaganda and say, no, you are racing against yourself. The benchmark you've set for yourself is not even high to begin with.
Yeah.
So you are. It's like coming number 16 of 17 people. You are the first loser.
Yeah.
Technically, you beat number 17. You're not as bad as him, but you're still the first loser or the second. I don't even know how to put it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So from an industry standpoint, the audience is slave to us technically, right? But as musicians, we're not doing what we're supposed to do at all. From every tier, there's not a single tier that's doing it correctly. This is not to say that there's guys that are not popping. There's guys that are winning individually. We get that. But if you see how big their moves have to be, like you get like Ukofi, bro. I sent him this one time. I sent him a WhatsApp. Yeah, I sent him a hey, big bro, hope you're well, man. I'm well. I mean, I must visit you one day. Come through. Okay, sharp. Hey, le junction a location in Japan.
Yeah. Oh, I want to take. Yeah.
No.
So goes our plan.
That thing is beautiful. That's motivation for me. You see stuff like that. That's motivation. And then because I understood the humor that's there, you know, I didn't take it personal. But I am God. Why? Sharp. So are making big moves. There's guys that are making big moves like him, for example. So that's like I'm a satellite situations now. They are very satellites. So, but if we are speaking as an industry overall, you saw now, we thought gospel was trending. Guess what happens? COVID hits, no more church. Then what? So we actually see where the industry is now. It's in an establishment. So technically, gospel is run by the church indirectly.
By the community, yeah. Yeah, they just have a big community. Yeah. Gospel has a very, very big community.
Big community.
So, I mean, if you destabilize the community, then you kill it. It's the same with Amapiano and all of those things. I mean, their community still can work within these. Because I mean, they don't follow all of those rules. If 50 is not their thing. If you say 50, they're gonna have 500 people and they're gonna bribe the police. It's how they're gonna do it. Then it's packed. You know, so I mean, it's coming out now. You are seeing it. Oh no. You know, they are thriving because the other one doesn't have, you know, the community can't meet, you know. So obviously, anything that is new. But I mean, we know music has always been for the live audience, for the people, you know, and people always want to feel it. When they see it here, they go buy the album. I mean, that's always been the system. It was never CD first, then people. It's always been, you know, people were singing, oh,
music first.
And then, let's go record this thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I saw a video of Makadzi in the group. There were so many people there.
Oh, Joe, that thing.
Stick Friday or something.
Yeah. I'm like, you, so many people.
Community.
See, community came. I mean, no one is going to follow any rules.
But it's that thing, Yoguchi, when Kabomu's peak was when Brian was there, was when Afro Traction was there, was when Malik was also there, was when now there's a bunch of them. Can put them in a group and do a concept. But if you're gonna come out with your own vibe like me, where I just have this weird music where people are like, yeah, it's jazz, but now there's Japanese things, and then it's a problem. But you see, for me, if I'm being honest with you, I don't do music for fans.
Yeah.
I don't. I do music for myself, because here's the problem with doing music for fans. There's heavy paradox there. And people must do some heavy soul searching there, because you are lying. If you're doing music for fans, give the albums away for free then. You're not. You are doing music so that the fans can consume, so that you can make money.
Yes.
For the fans. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, also maybe to slightly contradict what you're saying, because I guess also with business, there's a whole lot of those things. I mean, any company, I could be in a company of making shoes. You know, I'm making shoes for the people, so that I'm giving them what they want to buy. You know, because I'm studying them. It's a matter of me as a businessman looking at my market,
what the market wants.
Saying, okay, cool. The market is going more for this vibe. I think I can now use my creativity to create something, you know, that scratches their itch. This is their itch, right? Let me make them a shoe that I think if I was to present that shoe to them, they will then give me money, because
the difference is this: a shoemaker is not disingenuous about their intentions.
Yes.
Their mandate is to sell shoes, regardless of to sell shoes. We are not there. It's because
we're lying to ourselves.
The conversation is false humility. What? Wait, now, no, it's about the people or whatever. So sometimes listen to this.
Okay.
Let me go controversial. Let me not.
No, go in. Be controversial.
You know, like. Are you sure?
Be controversial, bro. It's chill. Yeah.
Okay, so big one, homosexuality.
Yeah.
Bro, I don't have a single ounce of homophobia in my life. So for me, it's a very strange concept when I see other men being weird towards other men's choices and preferences. I don't give a damn about what you want. That's you, man. I don't care. It's cool. I have a friend, sharp, we're friends, dope.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. You then have a guy that's going to be in the gospel industry and bash homosexuality. And he's in the closet.
Ow.
By the time he comes out, by the time he wants to come out, it's difficult, because we can't even support him, because he's been bashing it all this time. So the same thing successful is the same thing now as a person. So for example, we'll take it back to the humility thing. You are humble all this time, but when it comes to a point where Spogazi was just naturally humble, there's nothing you can do about that. She was just soft-spoken, which is why, for example, at the beginning, she struggled with interviews. Then she did what she was supposed to do, did the classes or whatever, then she was on point. But we are saying now, if your humility is now going to stand in the way of you selling your business, it now blocks you again. So I'm going to go back to the controversial topic. Yoguti, how do we then support your stance as a human being now, when you are the same person that stands for bashing these same people? It becomes difficult now, because this is a very big topic. It's a very, very heavy topic that you'll have with gospelers, but it's a very heavy one. But it's the truth, because I'm saying to you, if your primary mandate is to speak about morality, there's certain things that you are not, bro, you're not even allowed to be seen. You're not even allowed to be seen at Cubana. But you can't then be there and cry for your rights. You can't cry for your rights, because you have put yourself in a position of power where you can't be questioned. Whether somebody will say, a pastor did this, but he's only human. Yes, true. But he has put himself in a position of power, which requires him to be of a certain type of behavior. So let's not put ourselves in certain positions if we know what's in the long run is shy. So bringing it back again to the humility thing. If I'm saying to you, young musician, I want to book you, what are you good at? You can't say yourself, because you are so used to being told what you're good at. So you don't even know. So I say, what are you good at? Because somebody's been saying I must hire you for this thing. Can you play this? I'd say, I'm saying, I don't have time for that. You see what I'm saying? So all these topics are the same, because even the homosexuality situation that I spoke about, all of this it's part of the same industry. It's all one thing. It's all, our industry has so many problems, bro. And they are all, now the minute somebody comes out, it's a big deal. Why the hell do we care what another person's preference is? Relax. Similar to if I'm going to tell you I am good at my job, be good at your job also. And we can all celebrate being dope. That's it. Have you seen millionaires? Bro, have you seen how millionaires chill? There's this guy, bro, I know, I'm not a bro, that cat. So this guy's like, I have, this guy's like, I've got 29 properties. The other one's like, hey man, I acquired 14 this year alone. So I'm sitting at about 56. These are not friends of mine. Some other Jewish white boy. He says, I'm on 210 now. But here is the moral of this story. Nobody even flinched when he said that. Everybody was like, oh, really? Oh, so is it? So you managed to get that other one in Kailami? Oh, damn, is it? How did you get that deal right? Boom. Second networking session, my sister from the side. I'm sitting there listening, bro. I'm like, oh, is that what's that? No, but I can introduce you to my broker. Call him to funding, but then pay back. That's it, man.
Yeah, that's true. There's a clip. Yeah, this guy.
One more example. Sorry guys. Just one more example. Bringing it back to the humility thing. If I was to say and post on Facebook, yo, I just found 100 rand in my jeans and 2 years ago, how many people can identify with that story? A lot, right? If I post on Facebook, yo, guys, guess what? Ntopi check it 2.5 million. Bengi Kotli is a school packing. Pride, Papa match.
Yeah, I pride.
That's called a pela match.
Yeah, no, man, you are Papa match. So what I realized is, we'll go back to the 1 rand, 10 rand situation. A person with 1 rand, a person with 10 rand does not give a damn about the person with 1 rand. It's only the people with 1 rand that have a problem with the 10 randers. Yeah. So if Minangi check at 2.5 million, I think Steve Jobs gives a damn well, so to speak. Bill Gates doesn't care. Down. Yeah, no, I got him taken down. It's like, oh, is it? That's cute.
Yeah.
Pele lap. It's not a topic. Okay, where are we going for lunch? That's Lulin lap.
Yeah,
so you can buy me lunch. Let's move on.
That's man. Just to relax the situation. Just a few minutes. Oh, it's One Must Go. So I'll tell you a name of a band or a name of a musician. You compare them.
Do you want honesty or do you want
honesty, my brother?
It's up to you, man.
No, it's your show. You said the rule.
One must go, ne? You could tell us why if you want to, though.
I don't mind. I'm down for whatever, bro.
Okay, introduce Makatini or Benjamin Chapat.
Depends on the situation.
One must go, my brother.
You see, Benji can't go because right now I'm about to buy a mixer from him. I was speaking to him this morning. I like Benji.
That's such a good reason.
This morning we spoke on WhatsApp this morning, so it's tricky.
So yeah, it's
okay.
No. So what I'll do, I said Makatini must go, right? But then afterwards I'd call him and say, no, I'm joking. Then they both there.
Miles Davis or Count Basie?
Count. No.
Okay, Miles Davis Quintet. No, Count Basie Orchestra.
Then Miles, bro. Miles can go. It's fine.
He can go.
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
If you look at Miles, if you look at what like the people that came up under, I guess even with Miles, you can argue for both of them actually, because there's Herbie Hancock that came up under Miles.
Exactly.
But on first glance, I'd definitely go for that Count Basie thing. Remember those guys? That was more enjoyable for me. They're not blue
okay,
and
cool.
green. What? No, that wasn't for me.
Yellow jackets or foreplay?
Foreplay can go.
A yellow jacket, yeah, she's a matter.
Yeah, she's on it.
She's a fruit.
Especially when they change the drama, it's just like even better.
I like the older drama. I like the older drama. I like
He's back.
William too. That's my guy.
Yeah, he's back. He's playing now.
Oh yeah, he was nice. Yeah.
Yeah, William
AK or Casper.
They can both go, man. Nah, I'm joking.
What of them? Wait.
Okay. One must go. There's no criteria here. What's the criteria?
There's no criteria. It's just you. You are the criteria.
Man, he's a band of musicians, so like people in Nanya.
I'll pass this one. I'll use this one. No, the thing is, you know why?
Okay, no, it's fine.
No, you can't pass.
You can't pass.
You can't pass.
Okay, no, then Casper again.
Casper, ne?
I know, AKA.
Make up
Change your parts.
No, man, like he called, Casper, we are fucked up. Blind, we are like, so that for me is a big thing. Then don't you Yoguchi, I forced it out. For me, that's admirable, man.
Sure. I'm with you.
Nice.
No,
Lira Zamachobe.
I'm not in a conflict of interest for me.
I
produce both.
Yeah, you're about the conflict of interest. Yes, very.
I know you want cousin. I'm put up.
Because in your.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, no, see champele, but it's fine. What I think looks like it's been cut off. Let me just. I think I've got just two more questions, and then we call it a wrap. I don't know if he's gonna come on or what, but what is your dream for the industry?
If we can find a way to formalize things, I think everything will fall into place, because once we have structure, I think everything, there will be a natural order of things.
You're right.
And there'll be more accountability. You say you don't want 500 Zand, well, how much are you really worth? Once we can quantify certain things, it becomes a little bit easier, where you kind of a junior earning the same as a senior in any industry except in ours.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like in a band, no prabasi, and earn the same. Come on.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Nah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or more. It's man. So what I think, if we can find, and this is formalizing it in every possible way and making it an industry, not it's too informal at this point. It's too friendly, buddy. Let's see what we can do, which is also dope, because we can make plans, but let's take the best of both worlds and find a way. So the dream is literally, if we can formalize everything, is the education side, everything. If we can formalize it and make it a proper industry, that starts where you can groom somebody from the age of like grade 8. Yes. By the time I matriculate, you can't have that as a music.
Yeah, like soccer. I mean, like sports from primary school.
Blind.
Yeah, but so already the structure, there's all of those things that are there. That's why, I mean, we're able to see Imalenga. These people are making serious money.
And it's actually not difficult to formalize, bro. Like, for example, not everything is gigging. So if we say we have a place that trains kids from a certain age to go into various parts of the music industry, everybody's guaranteed jobs, because by the time the guys know where to scout, it's the same thing.
Yes.
So we can actually just use the same formula that everybody else is using. This is not different to any other industry. It's exactly the same.
Oh, no. Yeah, you just simplified it even more, man. Right. My last question is, if you were to go back to your 12-year-old self, what advice would you give yourself?
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
Continue with whatever you're doing now. Continue, you'll be fine.
Aluta continua. That's it.
Yeah, no, you'll be fine. Don't worry. It's gonna work out. There's nothing like I wouldn't change anything at all. Like with the pitfalls and everything, kind of is a culmination, or the word you used, like a consolidation.
Yes.
Now I am a consolidation of all my past decisions, my parents' past decisions, my friends' decisions. I'm a consolidation of all of them. If I change probably one element, I break the entire thing.
Sure. Yeah.
So I just say, Mabeti, run your own race. I'd rather say walk your own path. And walk the path. Don't take shortcuts. Because the problem with shortcuts is you miss the beauty of nature.
Yes.
Okay, now so yazi coming back ukuthi mangihamba ngapha angilambile ngizosa hide out okunendawo yokuqala namagnetar
yeah
but mawushaya i-shortcut awukwazi konke lokho awukwazi konke
all the things that you were supposed to experience which then means that
yabona thina sikhulele ekhaya sangithi njalo kuba ne-patches
yeah
and why is it really a patch or passage
patches
okay.
yeah
yeah so mostly patches in ekhaya you rob yourself. Well, realistically as a child it's the smartest thing to do, but just saying as an analogy, if you take the longer way around, there's all these people you'll meet your friends bazokapa uhlangane nabanye udrope imali yokuthi leyo thenga isinkwa uhlangane nomunye ongakusave akunikeza kodwa is so much along that journey that you can do, bro. There's so much. So for me, I don't mind that long way around. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I feel like I literally did take the long way around, even though my journey was short, because literally I was signed overnight. You know, the way I got my record deal with Sony was weird, man. It was very weird. Like I was working at Pyramid, and then I'll summarize it, but this is how short it is. I was working at Pyramid, Nakona, Ligan and I had just won the Yamaha competition. Then they said we can go record at Pyramid Studios. We recorded. I started chilling out there a lot. That's when Jup was still doing that album, Lendi Kokele, Novo Lutan, Novo Tobego, Ajazil. I was working with them, but I was this young boy there. And then from there, there's an album I produced. It got to Sony. So I didn't know if I was producing. I just thought I was composing. So Dave Thompson, at the time, I don't know if you remember Dave Thompson from Idols. The guy that used to be mean with the glasses, the white guy with the glasses.
Yeah.
And so I got there. Well, he wasn't mean, he was honest. But I got there. He asked who produced the album. I didn't even know what producing was, so I kept quiet. And then the other guy I was working with, he probably produced it. I don't even know the difference at the time. So I kept quiet. And then after the meeting, I said to Dave, I said, look, I've got songs for your artist. I'm 19 years old, bro, at the time. I'm 20. I said, hey, I've got songs for your artists. So Dave says, okay, how many songs can you give me? I'm like, how many do you want? He says, okay, give me 8. I've never recorded myself in the studio. Myself at Pyramid, I was just being told, play, record, record. Now I need to make a plan. Coach, ne? Was a Katleon.
Coach.
Eddie. Kona studio besikhona lapha eKatleon lapha ngakuBrafana eNhlapho.
Yeah.
Bro, this cat ngaya lapha wangifundisa ukuspanisa reason, wangifundisa ukusipana Cubase. I learned that wangifundisa in a week shaying courses and following week heavy crash. Following week went to Sony, well BMG at the time. Came with a CD. Angijazi ama CD player. Mawafaka CD bewasho ukuthi ingoma zingakhi.
Yeah.
Dave afake ingoma ngishiye ngihlase meeting. I came 7 days late. I think I went a day later. Magayifaka it is 16 songs or 17 songs, something like that.
Yeah. It's just okay.
So actually le ngoma yizo zonke lezi ngithi yeah, I just did more just in case you didn't like the others. He went, okay, do you want something to drink? Yeah, okay, cool. Fanta. I then became the Fanta guy because he just started buying me Fanta all the time. He'd visit and buy me a 2-liter Fanta. So got me Fanta, Wabuya and a coffee and a recording contract. Didn't even listen to my music.
Just like that.
He didn't even listen to my music. He then asked me, mind you, didn't go through the A&R process. The A&Rs must decide and speak about it on the Tuesday morning. Nah. I asked, what's my budget? He said, just don't waste money, man. And I'm 20 years old. I'm like, okay, cool. I need a producer. So I brought in Bratlale at the time. And then I said, look, I also want Babum Kiza to produce. You know what Dave said to me? He said, no, I want you to produce it yourself. Now, who do you know that's been given?
Mutil, yeah, it's back now. Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting.
But it's on the fair. It's on the fair. I don't know what's up.
No, I got a call. Sorry.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's back now.
So, I told him I want to get a producer. They said, no, produce yourself. Bro, this is a major label trusting a 20-year-old to produce himself. Where have you seen that? So that was like the most, but at the time I wasn't scared because I thought that was normal. So they said, I said, my budget, he said, there is no amount, just don't waste money. Bro, I called every person I could think of. I got Brafana, I got Carlo Mombeli, I got Tamasondo, I got Vus Kumalo, I got Chimim Gwandi, I got Kevin Davidson, I got everybody that I grew up listening to. Everybody that I liked. I called Dave Klassen to play drums also. Bro, it was like crazy on that first album, you know, in terms of the amount of people I had around me. And imagine being a 20-year-old telling Brafana saying, hey, I don't like that line. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But I had to learn on the spot and just be like, hey, yeah, Brafana or Bravik. I say, okay, do you like this line? I'm like,
I don't quite like it.
Yeah, I don't quite like it. Let's try this one. You know what I'm saying? So, fast. But even with that, I took that, whatever I learned at the time, and I've managed to stretch that across my entire career. You know what I'm saying? It's just unfortunate that I don't document a lot of what I do and what I've been doing. But I'm going to get back onto things. Like now, I'm going to release a few albums. And I'm going to start again being a little bit more.
Let's talk about those albums.
What do you want to know?
It's 9 albums, right?
Yeah, something like that. Maybe more.
Okay, maybe more.
Yeah.
We can't wait.
So I want to release 9 albums, 9 genres on the same day. The albums are there. Bro.
Yeah.
I'm done. I just need to literally, I have from bebop to classical baroque to world to a salsa album. I've got a neo soul album. I've got a lo-fi album. I've got an 80s soul album. I've got an R&B album. I've got a 90s remix album where I remixed Ingoma like MXO. I got the separates from all these artists. I got brothers. So it's either my problem with speaking about it is pressure with me.
Okay. No. Yeah, I'm not tight.
It's okay. Look, it's either I'll release all 9 or I'll release an album a month, every month for a year. That's 12 albums. Yeah.
Can't wait. I can't wait.
Starting end of this month.
End of this one?
Yeah.
Oh, really? So saying Jalo, Ushuti will be there. We'll be there just buying these albums.
I'll definitely let you know. I'll definitely
let us know. Let us know so that we also share, so that people know.
I don't know. Maybe what we could do, we can do a poll here, where people can decide or give me ideas of what they think is better, right?
Yeah.
So between
all
9
same
one poll, or 1 album every month for a year.
Okay, cool. I think we'll do a poll. As soon as we're done with this, I'll just do a different post, with the poll. And then at least we will then know by the time, maybe say after, give it a week or so, and then we'll know what everybody feels.
No stress.
No, but
and then we can do a short, like an announcement thing at some point with you, when we know what the thing, just as a result, and you attach it to this video.
Sure. Yeah. We'll do. Yeah, I'll do like a small cut, you know, of this last part where we're talking about this thing, and then just, you know, combine the two things with the pod so that we know which, okay, this is the one that won. But man, thank you very much. I know you have a thing to get to. Yeah. Thank you very much for your time. It was an interesting talk, and I think we must do it again. Yeah, it's been a while since we've spoken about.
You must get me and Koli. You must get me and Koli here, man. Same time.
Okay, I'll get you and Koli here same time, and we'll unlock some more things and talk about music business and all of these things.
Hey man, get me and Koli here, man, and we go.
Thank you very much, Bafo.
Easy, bro.
Hey, tada.